All right, we're going to be working on I do not know what this is, what model, Briggs to Tecumseh, Wisconsin. I am not 100% sure. But anyways, this engine actually has a mag on it. So, we're going to rip this mag apart and see how it works. I am by no means a mag expert. The last time I messed with it, I had enough spark to like shock you, but not enough to jump the gap on the plug. And yeah, let's take this thing apart and see what we can find. So here's our mag. I don't know what brand it is. I think it's a Wyco. I have another one like it. So we'll get these screws off the back. Okay. There's the inside of her. Let's see if you guys can see. Seems to be in pretty dang good shape. Well, we just need to figure out why she isn't sparking. Alright, I am by no means a magneto expert. But what we can see here, we got a set of points here. We got our condenser, we got our coil, and then our coil sits on these magnets. And then down in there, you'll see a rotor. So I took this apart, put my finger on here, and I gave her the good old-fashioned shock test, and it poked me pretty dang good. So I'm wondering if this maybe isn't making good contact with this part on, I don't know what you would call it, the distributor cover. I don't know what is wrong with this thing. So let's get this cleaned up. You know, that could be just a little bit tarnished enough to where it's not allowing that electricity to go to this. So let's try that. We'll put it back together. It's going to take a little bit of this. I don't know. People call this emery cloth. I just call it sandpaper, but it comes in a roll. We'll just clean that up. All that. It's not tarnished anymore. We'll just bend that up just a hair. Then we'll take this, clean this up a little bit. I did notice a little oil in here, so I'm wondering if oil is getting in through here. If there's a seal, I don't know, but I ain't too concerned. It wasn't enough to be concerned about. And then one thing we are going to do, we are going to run our little bit of our, see, our points really aren't, those points look shot. I don't know. I'll zoom in there so you guys can see it. I'm just going to take this sandpaper right here and just pull. So if you guys are wondering, this little wiper right here, right? You can see there's some grease sitting on this, but this is like cotton or something, and I do know you just put a dab of oil on that, and that oil lubes the shaft up. So your points, the little cam part here on your points, they don't wear down too quick. So we'll take the old Eagle oiler here, give her just a little dab. You don't need too much. Alright, so I'm giving it the good old-fashioned, you know, spark test with my fingers here, and it is not doing anything. Now I did it with the cover off, and it was fine. I know the spark plug wire works. We're just gonna stick some wire in there and give her the, just hang on to it like this and see. Ooh, that got me. Golly. Whew. All right, I'm wondering if it's something with this spark plug wire. I'm thinking, you know, I'm not an expert on anything. So matter of fact, don't even listen to anything I tell you. I don't know. The newer spark plug wire has that really thin wire. It's not actual like copper. It's like a fiber. I'm not sure. So maybe that has something to do with it. So I'll go get the other plug wire that came with this engine and see how it works. I know you're not going to be able to see it in the with the camera here, but this looks like a solid piece of wire that's in there. Not solid, but it's different than a modern spark plug wire. Let's see if this makes any difference. See if it'll shock the dog out of me. See, I don't know. It's enough to poke me, but not enough to get a gap on the spark plug. I don't know. This little tab right here, I'm pretty sure you push this and it grounds it out and shuts it off. I'm putting my meter to it here. See if you guys can see that. See my meter. And there it is. I got a half ohm of resistance here. I think we're supposed to be open. I don't think there's supposed to be anything touching there. So I'm wondering if in here, maybe somewhere in here, if this is touching the body of the mag. So we'll take that off real quick. You know, always use the right tool for the job. All right, so after a little research, after I took this off and I was touching this, I mean, it was to the point where just rotating it without it snapping and breaking the points, it was starting to give me a pretty good poke. So I'm wondering if this was shorting out. I don't know. The meter told me differently, I guess. But we're going to set the gap on these points. And I think it's 0.015. All right. I'm going to take this off. This, I call it a kill switch, I guess. We're going to take that off, and yeah, we're going to eliminate that issue. Oh yeah, we got spark now, baby. I'll get you guys zoomed in here. Gosh, this isn't easy. See that? Now we're talking, man. Well, so here was that kill switch hole. I'm wondering if that was a problem. I don't know why I'm still showing resistance or shorted to ground on the meter. I don't know. Like I said, all I know is that there's magnets in here. There's a coil. There's a set of points and a condenser. I really can't explain the science behind magnetos. And if I find a good video on it, which I'm going to watch, I will definitely share that with you guys. But right here is our timing mark. And we got to get this lined up, get this gasket back on. We'll get this back on the engine. And we have a fuel leak I'm pretty sure we're going to have to replace or fix on the engine. So we will get the gasket on, get this on, and go from there. Alright, so you guys can see that little timing gear there, the little hash mark right there. We gotta get it lined up with that one. So you guys can see right here what appears to be our little plug for our axis hole to see those timing marks. Now I'd say we're right on the money. So we'll get this bolted up and let's try to fire this thing up. I'm gonna fix the fuel leak off camera because that's not very exciting. So the goal with this engine here is I want to put this on a skid, and then I have this blower over here. I want to hook it to this blower. You guys seen in a previous video, I bought this at an auction south of me. Picked it up for like 10 bucks, 15 bucks. At any rate, the goal of this is to have something that starts easy and it's belted up, and I have free air conditioning at the tractor shows. So my neighbor gave me this engine and I greatly appreciate it. So I don't know what model this is or what brand it is. If anybody knows, let me know. It's a high quality little engine. It does have like a gear reduction down here. I don't know how well that's gonna work on that blower. Because if that blower is barely moving, I mean, yeah, it just ain't going to work that well. But we'll hook it up and see. If you guys haven't seen, I haven't been making many videos lately because I'm really trying to get this shop a little nicer. You've seen in previous videos it's been absolutely trashed. And I had to stop from cleaning and start another project, of course. So here we are. Grill's got some pretty good airflow. See if this thing will idle up. Oh man, she's really shooting all the crap out of there now. Woo! Ah! Oh god! Well, that pretty much wraps her up on this one. I know it ain't much. It's just a little single cylinder gas engine with a blower, but I got some fine tuning I need to do on that thing to get it right. And we'll get this thing mounted on a proper cart slash skid. And you know, if you want to get into this hobby, old gas engines, there's nothing wrong with these. To at least get your feet wet. Obviously this thing's probably 1970s, not that old. Wisconsin was putting mags on engines for the longest time. You know, get something like this to see if playing with little gas engines is your deal. And if it is, save up and, you know, you can go buy something like this. So nothing's off limits for me. If I find it cool, I don't care what the fad is. You know, I play with it, I buy it, whatever, I fix it. I mean, who cares what people think? No, it's not hit and miss, but, you know, it's still history. It's still a quality engine, and they're fun to tinker with. So, before we get off, Rhett wants to show his sword and his axe.
So this is my axe. This top part, that actually used a wedge and hammered it in. And
It's kind of the wrong handle, but it works, right?
Yeah, but first, there was another handle on this, but it actually fell off because my dad broke it.
Yeah.
But then he put a new one on it, but then it's my sword. Made from steel. Very useful for like getting skunks and other stuff out of the way.
Yeah, I picked this up at an antique sale. It was a whole bunch of stuff. You can tell somebody blacksmithed this or something, but you can see the imperfections in the grain and the metal. Obviously, it's not sharp, but pretty cool toy. Is that your favorite one?
Yes.
Man, you're a lucky kid that gets to get a sword. Would you rather have a plastic one?
No. Well, I can start practicing with the real one because I'm already a big boy now.
All right, cool. Okay.
We'll try.
Well, we showed them, buddy, so. Well, appreciate you guys watching. Like, subscribe to the channel if you could. It'd be greatly appreciated. Like I said, once we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll stop saying that. But we're really close to being monetized, which would be pretty neat to say we did it. So, appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.